Well, I found myself in the dump again, and some of the stuff I left here before, whiskeys, medicine, those medicines, a little nondescript soda bottle. So we got stuff to do. Let's get with it. Well, we're coming to our first bottles here, so I'm gonna pull some out. Let's grab this one. Let's see what it is. Looks like some kind of, well, it's a Harem Walker, and you can see it is busted. The other bottle is not a bottle but a jar. This here is the bottom of one. I don't see any but more here that would be impressive for me, so more depressing than anything. So the Harem Walker was broken. So let's keep going. I don't want to waste much time here. Well, I'm down on my very last leg here, and it doesn't look too promising. I have a bottle right there. Probably nothing. I found the first real embossed bottle beside Lambert Pharmaceuticals, and that's a Capridine from the 1930s. So, take a breather here. As you can see, this is goes all the way up to, I'm about 7 foot down, maybe 6.5, and I mean, there's stuff in here. Just pull this little bottle out, unembossed, as most of these bottles are. So there we go. Let me keep going. Okay, so far this cool deco jar came out. It's a really nice one, so I'm going to keep that. It came out of the mud right over here. You can see I'm in water. Not good. But there's bottles down there, so I'll probe around there and dig around as much as I could. Let's keep going. Okay, a few things are coming out here, so let's dig them out. First we got a stone, and we got a no account jar. Okay, that's part for the course, okay? But I'm interested in this bottle right here. So I'm gonna dig it out. See what it is. Well, it had a label on it. Just a square jar. Okay. What else is on this side here? I don't see anything else too promising. I'll dig this all out, and then we'll start. I'm probably going to find more stuff as I cave all this in. So I'm going to get down to the water and see what I get up from there. So there you go. I'm not doing too good today at all here. It is rough digging. So I'm going to take a chance and show you what I'm coming up with. There's a bottle there. Look at how rough things are here. It is really rough. This is, I don't know. It's a jar. I can tell you right now. And I'm gonna dig the daggone thing out. Get underneath it. And there it is. It's a massive jar. You can see that. Pretty nice sized jar. I'll use it. I can use it for things. So it's full of clay or soot. But there it is, a big jar. I haven't found anything spectacular here at all. It's, as you can see, it's pretty rough. Things have been burned extensively. So beyond here, I don't know. It's pretty rough. There's another bottle right there. So let's dig that out. It's a melted, wonked out plain medicine. You see that? That got heated. So I don't know. That don't look too good. There's a bunch of Cokes in here broken. I'm telling you, there's Cokes. I saw some, yeah, see, right over here. Broken Coke. More broken Cokes. But along with that is a slag from I don't know where. That is really rough. Here, you can see. Let me keep going, dig this all out, see what I end up with. Don't look good. I'm gonna change places here in a minute. Well, sometimes it's just one of those days. Here we have another Hicks Caperdine. There you got a bottle right there, and you got one right here. So, Hicks Caperdine. You know, I find when I find one bottle, I usually find 2 or 3 of the same ones. It's a weird anomaly that happens, and they're usually bottles that aren't that great. I mean, I've been finding pieces of really nice sodas, but as you can see, the only things that are coming out of here are not sodas, but salad dressings. This is a section of bottles here, so there's some domestic stuff mixed up with all this other hardcore. What was this? Another one of those big jars. One is enough for me. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Oh, well, look. Here we win. We win real big here. Look at that. Right off of that, a little tiny Coke. They're rare. I got lucky there. That's the best find of the day. That little Coke. That's a 0. But yeah, Coca-Cola. I got it. I'm gonna put that in my pocket because it's so small. I don't think it will survive. So, but there we have it. A little Coca-Cola. That's a pretty cool bottle right there. So let's keep going with that. Well, trying to dig out this bottle, I come up with the herrings. There are a lot of them in here, and I don't know. I've not seen one with a pyro yet. I think these were really, and there's no traces of it. That's the thing. There's no trace of a pyro on these. So I'm assuming these had a paper label, and they were just throwaway, no important things. You can see I'm working my way under this large section of asphalt and roots. I mean, underneath there is just water and broken bottles. The water's over my ankles, so I'm not even bothering. But here we got this, and I was in the process of digging this out when I had that little avalanche. And this here, this area here is usually, it usually has bottles in it. It's a fill. There we go. And this, of course, is a plain, no count. I don't even know if it's a whiskey. Probably isn't. Who knows what it is? It's probably some kind of sauce bottle. But it was down in here. The herring was above it. In this stuff. That's... I don't know what that is. Some kind of soda for sure. The inevitable brick. I put this away. As you can see, I'm working my way up into the wall. Let's start an avalanche, you know, and see what happens. There. I see a bottle over there. There's a Pond's, or this is not Pond's. This is a. Oh, it is a Pond's. Okay. Different shape. Let's go over there and see what that is. This Pond's isn't one of my happier bottles. Let's see what this is. Wow. Well, I'll be damned. What is this? It's a cool bottle. It's, big one, I don't know. Embossed though, I think it says something like, wipe it off. Mud is and dirt is crazy because yeah, the big one. It is a big one for me because I've never seen this, and it's a cool bottle. So what do we got on the bottom here? Where is that from? Property of I don't know what the property is of. I'll find out. But we got a good soda. Good. Not skunked. Found a soda. There you go. The big one. Well, I'm going to show you something. I don't know, can you see it? We're going to use my probe here, to point it out right there in its unnatural position. There is a marble. I'm going to get it out. You ready? Here we go. And it is quite a marble, my friends. Look at this thing. Holy crap. This, somebody's pride and joy. I don't know what that would have been. I have no idea, but it is one of the coolest marbles I've found in a long time. Look at all that swirling. It's a clear base with a yellow and a blue and an aqua and a yellow. Man, they went all out with this. Cool little bottle, little marble. Looking for bottles and not doing the hell of a great job. This is pretty sparse here, but I'm glad I came up with that. Yeah, there you have it. A great little... Well, I got a group of bottles over here, and I found a few broken That is, it looks like a knee-high, so let's see what's in over here in this section. I'll go up here. There we go. Now, there's a bottle right there. What is that? It looks like it has a pyro on it, but it's busted. And it's an RC, and an old RC. Too bad. Let's see what this thing is. I don't know. It looks like one of those big, a little flask, coffin flask. And this is one of those big, honking jars. And it's in, I'll take it, it's in good shape. So far, those two, we got a little bit more in there. Too bad about this RC. That would have been a nice one. Too bad. Maybe there's another one in here. I found pieces of them, so there's not like they're not in here. And this is a lot of nice trash in here. This is a pretty trashy layer. Although it's right above the burn layer, so when you're looking at that kind of stuff, you're looking at possibilities that stuff won't survive. Like whatever that was. But in here, there's pretty trashy layer, so let's see what's in here. I don't know. There's a bottle right here, and it's one of those plain drains, but there's a vein that's running parallel. So let me see what's over here. I'm gonna go up into this, because below here is an area which is it's pretty rough. It's just a bunch of it's like concrete. I don't know. It's crap is what it is. But you can see there's a bottle right there. It looks broken. And of course it is. And then we go over here, but okay. Big collapse. That's all right. I'm glad. I'm looking for it. Here's a little. I found several of these Lambert bottles. They're just they're no fun to find. What's this? A little broken cup. There's another piece of a bottle there. What's this right here? That's broken. So this is there could be small stuff in here, so this says bring it down. Another one of those. If they had embossing on it, it would be like, you know, worthwhile for me, but what is in here? Okay. But it is. There's no embossing. But if you see right here, there we go. Trash City. What's this? That's nothing. That's a plain Jane. These are burned areas, but you know, burned areas, there's a jar. Didn't find any of these. Now they're popping up like they own the place. Okay. Another one of these jars. That's a nice one. It has a diamond on it. And, you know, these things were popular in its day, but plain ordinary medicine. I'm not impressed with those. I mean, they made them for a purpose, and that purpose was to be used and thrown away. And that's the bottom line here. I get down to the bedrock of that, whatever that stuff is. And then we'll go back up into this and see what I found here. There's a bottle right there. What is that? Oh, I know what this bottle is. It's the dandruff cure. There's also, unfortunately, that was a whiskey, but this dandruff cure is a cool bottle. You can see it has some writing on it. Yep, there it is. Newbro, I think. Yep. And it has some hand. So that's came out of a store, and now they got a bottle right here. It's a jar, it's broken. But there's more stuff, so we're going to keep going with this because the opportunities are far and in between. So, what's down here? Broken hatchet. Not impressed. What's that? Not impressed. A lot of stuff took abuse. I mean, this is a dump after all. Jesus. And look, these Coke bottles are a pain in the back because I have not found one that's in whole. And I understand that, you know, they were local bottles that were sold locally, and they would be a light bulb. And that a hell of a thing. Great bottles are broken. This thing stays in one piece. The fates must have been with them. There's a happy light bulb. I don't know how happy it is, but it didn't make me that happy. Just because it's a worthless light bulb. These bricks, this stuff, it's all gotta cave in the stuff in. So just for the heck of it, I want to know what that is. Oh, it's a melted jar. What's this right here? What's that over there? And what's that there? Well, there's a jar. And it's a plain Jane. And this, well, this does have an embossing on it. And I think I know what it is. It's a California fig syrup. I haven't found any of those in a while, so that's California fig syrup in a brown medicine jar, and you name it. Now, I'm not finding anything to now finding more than I expected to find. I'm not doing too good, doing too well, but I'm not going to complain. I'm having fun doing this, so this is a fun day for me. As far as I can go. There's another broken. Why can't they have a whole one in here? You know? Why do they have to be all broken? Did they just decide to break them? And okay. Well, we're done for this side. We're gonna work our way down. Okay, let's keep going. When I don't think it can get any weirder, this just fell out from right there. Look what it is. It's a Warner Safe Cure, a machine-made Warner's, a little tiny one that I've never seen before. Well, I'll be damned. That is pretty cool. I didn't know they made them up until the 40s, but apparently they did. And this one, well, wait a minute. This bottle is not machine made. As you can see, this is blown in the mold. Well, I'll be damned. Late throw. I'll take it. Heck, I'll take it. Warner Safe Cure. Bloody hell. I've got a few more things here that I want to dig out live. One looks like a milk creamer. So let's get that out here. And what is this? Well, it looks plain to me. So it's just a plain Jane milk, which I've not been surprised they're in here. And this is, of course, next to it is a you're always ketchup bottle. Ketchup was the main thing here. Here's a bottle right there. What is that? No, that's not a bottle. Look. Where are we? There. Look. Look. A light bulb. Well, that's a good sign, considering if they survive, you know, something more substantial should survive. But so far, I'm happy. I got that one bottle, which is the Warner Safe, which is fine with me. I think that's a blooper. I don't generally assume that Warners, they were actually kicked out of the country basically because of the fact that their patent medicine was not deemed healthful. So they went to England. They did a lot of they were big in England. Let me knock this stone off. There's another. I don't know. Is that one of those? I'm coming across with these little medicine plates. That's what these are. They put medicine and warm whiskey in here. Somebody's gonna come down here. Whoa! There we go. Another biggie. Let's dig in through this and see what's here. Sometimes I've been finding cool small bottles. Broken Coke. I don't expect to find any of them in here. I really don't. I found a tiny Coke. And that's where I'm at with that. If I find another one of those tiny Cokes, I'll be happy. But again, that's not an easy thing to find either. Let me dig a little bit more. If I find something cool, I'll let you know. If not, I'm just going to head on out after this. So, bye. Well, I said I was going to be done with this, but I did find one more interesting thing. Vapocrystalline. This is considered a poison. This vapocrystalline. It was for lamp oil. It was something you inhaled. You put it in a lamp that they made especially for them. So it was poison. So there we go. Vapocrystalline. Take it easy. I'm on my way out. Okay, let's look over some of the stuff I came up with the other day at this very difficult dump. It goes back a ways, but well, it's always full of surprises. Let's put it this way. I'm not always impressed with the stuff that comes out of there, but I am surprised sometimes. The 30s were a strange time period in manufacturing. It was a transitional time period when bottlers especially were transitioning from the old style cork bottles to screw caps. The glass products themselves, the actual glass manufacturing was taking big changes. So you're going to see a lot of things that sort of don't make sense in the 30s. You see a lot of holdouts, packaging, bottling packagers who held out till the end on the old style bottling. But let's go through this stuff real quick and see what we can come up with. Let's start with the jars. This place has a lot of different jars, and I was never really a jar person, especially these food jars. But as I look at them now and I find uses for them, you know, they may not have a lot of collecting value, although I think they will, and eventually they will, because of their deco, the period that they were made in. It really amplifies that. This here is probably a cherry cordial type of bottle. It sort of resembles a Heinz, but it isn't. If you look at the bottom, it's local. If you want to consider Lauren Glassworks, Chattanooga Glassworks. Chattanooga was really big. They put out a lot of glass back in the 20s and the 30s, and even before that. And so this bottle is a Chattanooga, as you can see, the C in the circle. So it's probably 1930, 35, something in that range. The other bottle here is a big, long, tall deco style bottle. It's Owens, Illinois. I just lost the cap to it, and it can't tell it, but I think it's a 1930, which would make sense, seeing that they would hold on to these bottles at some point, these jars, and they were reused. As you can see, they came equipped with a lid that was comparable to the Mason jar, and that is what that is, a zinc Mason lid, and it fits pretty well. It's a little beat up right now, that lid, so it's not fitting so well, but they were reusable. Let me jump over here, staying with the deco style 1930s bottles. This is a alcohol bottle. It's a nice one. It has a fluted neck. It's diamond pattern. It has a federal law. So we know it is after 1934, or just about that time period and onwards. This, though, we know that it only goes to, I think, 1938. In one of my videos, or roundups, I mentioned that I had a question about the Capson bottling company, and I thought they went out early in the 20s or late mid 20s, but I was wrong. They went out in 1938. So liquor bottles would have been one of their production products, and this is a Capson, and this bottle is probably a looks like a 36, I would assume. So it goes back to the 30s, and it's a cool looking bottle. I've never seen one like this, and that's what I like about these 20s and 30s liquor bottles. They really vary. Soda bottle. Here's one, the big one. This was a company that, well, actually, it wasn't a company. It was sort of like a brand, and a lot of bottlers had big ones on their shelf. This is a minimum content of 8.5 fluid ounces. Now, what's significant about that and what makes it the big one is the fact that if you get a standard, let me get a bottle. Let's get a Coke bottle here. This is your standard Coke bottle, and it is 6 fluid ounces. Okay, 6 fluid ounces. If you go again with, here we have, I dug this one out the same day. This is the herrings. They're common. I'm not impressed with them really, but I wish they had a little bit more character, but they don't. Another standard 6 fluid ounces. So yeah, it was the big one. It was big. It was big enough where they could advertise that. And it is interesting to say that it says the property of at the bottom. Well, property of who? Well, because these bottles were mass produced, I think it might be Lauren. I think it is, or it has an LG in it. Lauren Glass. It might be that. It might be another company. Similar, but if it was Lauren, they produced a lot of soda bottles. I think this is a Lauren Glassworks, because if you look, you will see there is an LGW. So that's Lauren Glassworks in South Carolina. So they produce a lot of soda bottles, and this probably goes back to the mid-30s, I would assume. So the big one, it has a couple of flea bites and a heel bruise, but other than that, it's in good condition. I never had this one before, so I was happy to find it. Now, from time to time, there's bloopers, and this is one of them. This bottle is the old standard Warner safe. Now, what makes this unique, beside finding it in a 1930s dump, is it is a tooled lip, so it is made by hand. It has a few different things about the logo that brings me to believe that this probably is just at the end of the handmade bottles. The next generation would be a machine-made bottle of this particular bottle, because you have to have the fluid ounces, 6 fluid ounces, just like a soda bottle. And you have remedy, not cure. So Warner Safe, their old bottles would say Warner Safe Cure on them, and they would also list several cities. This one just has Rochester, New York, USA. Now, USA, it's important, because by this time period, after 1906, these guys ran into a lot of problems with their formula. The fact that they said it was a cure was in violation of the Pure Food and Drug Act, because there was no proof that this cured anything except, the shakes, because there was a lot of alcohol in this bottle. So they were real popular in England. They went over there. They were already there, but they pulled their forces and ended up in England for a long time, up until the 20s. Or 30s, as a matter of fact, and I don't think they lasted this long in America. I looked at the history several times, and it just doesn't stick with me. But I know for a fact that these guys were in business for a long time. But this is a late throw, so somebody had this probably in their possession for a long time, probably from the 1915 era, and ended up throwing it out eventually. Cool bottle. I always like Warner Safes. Now, some of the interesting stuff that I found here is a little tiny Coca-Cola bottle, and I think it is an Owens glass. So they really, I got to give them credit for doing this. They really did a great job of reproducing this little tiny Coke bottle. It's a light green. Sort of like the color of a 1915, where close to these colors. But this is, of course, came in a little 6-pack for play for children. It was a promotional item, and usually get 6 of them or 4. I've seen them in advertisements, so cool bottle to find. They're not extremely rare, but they're not easy to come across. The Vapo Crystalline. This bottle here is you could consider it a medicine, but also it runs into the category of poison. This stuff was used to be inhaled. It was camphor and menthol and all this other good stuff, cloves and stuff like that, had a strong odor and medicinal purposes. And what they would do is they had a lamp. It usually was a lamp with an arm that had this little plate, and underneath there was a little glass lamp. I don't have one around, but they're popular. They went from brass to glass. You put this stuff, they were like a little Bunsen burner. You put this stuff on the plate that hung over the lamp. The fire, whether it had a little oil in it, the oil would heat up that plate, and then the vapor would evaporate, and you would be smelling Vapo Crystalline. And it was supposed to be good for consumption and all that kind of good stuff back then. And it's a cool bottle. They made it for a long time. This is a machine made, Owens, Illinois. The date goes back, there's a date to 1894. So I find the older blown in the mold versions of these, so you know, they hadn't changed much. The hobnail to let you know it was poisonous. These 2 bottles are just Capradines. Now, if you dig anywhere and don't find a Capradine, you're not in the right place. They're all over the place. They were, you know, 40 years, 50 years. I think, I don't know, some way the company still exists somewhere. Capradine, of course, was a headache cure, and this was a liquid form of it. Liquid Capradine, and that's a sample 30s, and that's also the actual medicine bottle that you would buy over the counter. They were over the counter, and both of these were probably made in the 30s. They were probably, Lauren Glassworks made them, Owens, Illinois made them, so they were really popular, and there's not much else to say about them, that they're prolific. Now, marbles have become real popular with a lot of people, and I find them a lot. This one here is very interesting. It's been played with. There's a lot of playware on this on this marble. But the marble itself, it is interesting because if you look at it through the light, you'll see that this thing is transparent in some places and translucent in others. It is a swirl, is what they would call this, a multi-swirl. It has several different colors in it, which makes these things sort of rare. The more color, and the base is usually important. So that is a cool thing. And one more, an old Ford hubcap. Now, that's a small one. This went out to a Model A, I think. And so this hubcap goes back a ways. Good old Ford. They had wheels that looked like wagons back then. The spokes were wood. So anyway, I'm going to be going back out somewhere. We don't know where. But, oh, I forgot one more bottle. I dug this guy. I have some other stuff here that's not interesting for me to show you, but that is the New Bros hair invigorator, whatever, and it is a Owens, Illinois. Well, there you go. I will talk to you later when I find more junk. In the meantime, have fun. Have a great day.